Kynoch Boxing Bants. I'm here in the supreme altitude. Been here many times before with Jay Byrne. Jay, you had a little bit of a move around today ahead of your fight now in 2 weeks, isn't it?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Obviously, everyone knows now that you're with Kynoch management and promotion, and you've been fighting in the contender series, and now you're going to be fighting on the undercard of one of them. How's preparation going for that now?
Excellent. Perfect, yeah. In camp, done a nice camp this time, 5-6 weeks after the ankle injury. Took a while to start because the ankle wasn't 100%, still not probably 100%, but it's good enough. Sparring's gone really well. I've been mixing up the sparring, and training's going really well.
Your opponent now, how much do you know about him, and you know, what's his record like for people who wouldn't know?
Ahmed Rossi from Sweden, Swedish champion, 6-0. Never fought outside of Sweden, but he did win the Haringey Elite A competition a couple of years ago, I think 2-3 years ago. So he is a decent level opponent. I watched a couple of his amateur fights. I've watched a bit of his pro stuff. So come forward, supposedly has a big punch, likes to bang, likes to get on the inside. So I think it's going to be a good fight.
In terms of now, how's it been now with Kynoch management? Obviously, you haven't, since you've joined with them now, you've been fighting in Glasgow, Manchester, all these places. How's the experience been for you?
Yeah, Sam's a gentleman. I got him at Sam through fighting a couple of his lads. The first fight was against what was it? It was supposed to fight on the show. I was supposed to just gone over to get a win, I think it was, and it was let down on the Wednesday or Thursday, and he got a guy to jump in at last minute for me, one of his lads, and we done an exhibition. And then after that, I boxed Paul Kane for a Celtic title, and then I boxed Mark Kerr for a Celtic title this time last year, and then I defended the Celtic title against Stefan Sanderson. So I think after beating the two lads, the next step was to go and work under Sam. And look, Sam looks after his fighter, tells you straight, gets you opportunities. It's just, I'm kind of a handy one to manage because I'll fight anyone, so any opportunity that comes my way, I'm usually willing to take it.
Yeah.
So it's not much management and trying to build me up around, just get me a fight and I'll fight, you know. So it works out well. But no, I have a lot of respect for Sam. He checks in with me, sees how I'm doing, see how I'm getting on, asks me does I need that and ranting, and good guy.
Yeah. In terms of like on the domestic level now, like obviously you're still Celtic champion at welterweight, aren't I right?
Yeah, right. I vacated it for Keane McMahon to fight against Dean Sutherland, on the grounds that I was vacating it that I got the fight for the Irish title if Keane came through that fight against Keane, and it didn't go Keane's way. And then there was the Noel Murphy fight that fell through at welterweight. So I don't think I'll ever go back to welterweight. I've no real interest in going back to welterweight. It's a big cut, and there's no money in Ireland to fight to go through that for 6-8 weeks of dropping right back down to 66 kilos. You're not going to make any money out of it. I think I wouldn't really be bothered. So I'm kind of more comfortable at light middleweight now. I've grown into myself. I've picked up the weight where I needed to pick it up, and I could do welterweight, but it'd want to be a good offer to do it. So I've no real interest in it.
Yeah. So what I was saying, sorry, was and obviously you had the British Boxing Board Control Celtic title as well. You fought for an Irish title here. You fought on Sky Cards. What ultimately now for the rest of your career now, like, what do you want to achieve now over the coming years?
Funny to say.
Do you have a number in your head of when you want to stop, or?
Every fight could be the last one. This time last year was the last one, and that was genuine. People say, oh, he always retires. That was the last one. I wanted to retire after the White House fight the year before, but Deco and young Deco said to me, no chance, you have to fight for the Irish title. Like, you can't stop at that. And I was happy to walk away then. I think I said it after the fight, look, that's me done. I never in a million years could have dreamt of winning a title, and I did. And that was probably the best night of my career, so I couldn't ask for any more than that. I had achieved what I wanted to achieve. And then I went on a little bit of a bad run because I fought Craig and I lost, and then I fought Paul Keane and I lost, and I kind of kicked myself for staying on. And then the Mark Kerr fight came. I'm going to beat him last year. I said, right, 2 titles, let's get out of here. You know, I've done it, and I officially walked away. And then Sam came knocking and asked me would I defend it against Stephen Sanderson. And when I just looked at Stephen, I just said, I could beat him handy. And I just said to the missus, what do you think? And she said, Jesus, you're going again. And I just said, well, yeah. I said, look, we'll talk to the kids and see what the crack is. And I said to the girls straight out, if I can get enough money that covers Orlando, the summer holiday can be Orlando. And I think they wanted to go to Turkey. And the kids were like, yeah, Dad, do it. So I genuinely knew going into the fight I wasn't being beaten by Sanderson. I knew, the whole of camp, I knew there was no way I was losing to him. And I named the figure, and Sam done the figure. So that was it. Once it was over the Christmas, it was on the Christmas break, and I just texted them and said, look, this is how much I want, there's no negotiating on it, that's what I want, that's what I need to get for the fight. And he agreed to it. So I went straight on and booked Orlando then. So the kids knew that fight's this fight. We're going to Orlando. We went to Orlando. Again, at that stage, I said, look, there may not be another fight. It will depend if the fight is right. I won't fight a journeyman. I'm not going to just go on to Sky and fight a big prospect for 3 or 4 grand. What's the point? It was just if the fight was right. The Irish title fight came along. That was a right fight. It was an Irish title fight. Noah Murphy, a good operator, but I think over 10 rounds I beat him. I think I'm way too big for him. I think first 3-4 rounds he'd probably outbox me, but I just don't think he'd beat me over 10 rounds. So I said, good fight, let's go for it. And that was really that. And then that fight got cancelled, and I had put in a bit of work for it, and I went, do I go again, do I not? And then I felt mentally I needed to go again. And the last fight I tore my ligaments in my ankle, and I think I fractured a bone because it's not healed. It's 3.5 months nearly. But I couldn't pull out. It was 10 days before, and I just said, no, I have to fight. I'd done too much. I was broke down in tears over that ending me fight, and I was like, no, I have to do it. And I went over, stepped up the middleweight, went over, fought a Manchester lad in Manchester and lost by a point. And I was like, so annoyed. But I was definitely going again after that one, because I wasn't going to walk away on an injury that stopped me performing, stopped me even boxing. And I felt alright in the fight. Boxed very, very poor, but I felt like it was close. Like I had him nearly out the third round, nearly knocked him out, and I just couldn't get rid of him. I had nothing in me, no energy. My energy was zapped because I just sat in the heated room for 10 days losing the last bit of weight because I couldn't train properly. But the promoter on the night found out, Sam showed him in the middle of the fight, I think, the pictures of my ankle, and told him it was the other day, and the promoter said, I want them back and all, that's not fair, and a whole lot. Got to know the promoter that night, spent a bit of time with him, and I've texted him regularly now, and he wanted me on the final. And I asked for the opponent. I could have probably took a journeyman or took someone handy, but I just said to Sam, when Sam signed him, I think Sam announced he had signed this guy, and within 5 minutes I texted him asking who he was, and when could I fight him, because I felt that the only one I hadn't beaten out of all Sam's guys at the weight was Paul Keane, and I think that fight could come. I do think it will happen again, the rematch, but this new lad was coming in, and I was like, you're not coming into my patch. So I wanted to fight him, and that was it. It was made very quickly, and happy to go now. Do
you think you will be fighting for an Irish title before you pack it in? Or would that be a goal of yours?
I'd love an Irish title, don't get me wrong. I'd absolutely love it. I love any title. I love a fight. I just love the fight. I like a 10-round fight, an 8-round fight. I like title fights. This is a 6-round fight, and I'm not really happy it's a 6-round fight. I've had to adapt a lot, change a lot, because 6 rounds is quick. Last one was 4 rounds, and it was in and out. Ideally, I'd love to. I'd love a rematch with Craig. I like Craig. He's a great guy. He's an excellent boxer. I'd like to rematch Craig, but where do you do it? You know what I mean? It's very hard for me to pay Craig to come to Scotland to fight me on Sam's show, because I'm not going to cover the cost over in Scotland. If it was in Dublin, I would. But there's no shows in Dublin. You know what I mean? Then Belfast is another one. Are you going to do what it's going to cost to get on the show and to pay Craig in Belfast? It's a lot of money. You know what I mean? And look, I'm not here calling out Craig, because Craig knows we've talked personally about it. He knows the deal. He knows I'd like to fight him. He has said he'd be up to fighting. But it's just, where do you make it happen? I think it'd be another good fight. I think it'd be a lot better than the last one, because there was a number of reasons around the last one. Craig wasn't at his best that night either. I know he struggled on the way. And I wasn't at my best either. Deco wasn't there in the corner and the snow and all that crap for the week coming up to it. So I think it'd be a good fight, but it's Ireland. Where do you have to fight? Welterweight, I won't go back to welterweight. I wouldn't think. It'd have to be a good fight that really makes me want to get up for it. And to be fair to Noel Murphy's team, they made it work me well. There was half decent money on the line there, and it was an opponent that I think is very good, and I have a lot of respect for Noel, but I do think I beat him. So I don't know. I'd like to step up. Mark Kerr has said he'd like a rematch. He'd like to fight me again, and he said, and the same again. I talked to Mark. I actually spoke to Mark because Mark sparked this guy, and I spoke to Mark a couple of weeks ago, and he gave me a bit of information on this guy. So I was saying again, there's not many opponents I've fought that I haven't spoken to. I don't speak to. I spoke to Anthony Fowler, Josh Kelly, Felix Cash. I speak to these guys. You know what I mean? Paddy Gallagher. I sparred him 3 weeks after I fought him. I get on with all my opponents, but I spoke to Mark Kerr recently about this guy, and Mark said in an interview after his comeback fight after I beat him that he'd love another crack at me. So I actually suggested to Sam, why not see if the Celtic middleweight title's available, the British Celtic middleweight title, because I know Mark struggles to do the light middleweight, but I'd be willing to step up to middleweight and give Mark a crack at that, you know what I mean, and have a go at him again, give him his rematch and give it to him at his way rather than come down to a weight that rather suits me. So that'd be another fight I'd be interested in as well.
Yeah,
you know,
that fight originally, when you were going to fight Noel Murphy, it was actually going to be after Dennis Hogan's Muay Thai fights. I don't know if you remember that. There was Muay Thai on till about 7. Then I'm surprised a lot of people might know Dennis is actually doing a show in Dublin in March with the same group of fighters. I think I'm surprised no one's. I've had this feeling. I'm just waiting for someone to announce like, oh, there's going to be boxing fights on it as well. Like, do you know what I mean? But you never know. That could be a platform for someone to fight for an Irish title, as that was the platform before.
Is he doing? Is it a boxing show he's doing?
Originally Dennis said he was going to do the Muay Thai show, obviously in Cork for the first 3 hours, and then they had an agreement then with I can't remember which particular. I think it was some Boxing Ireland promoters and obviously Craig's management as well. But I'm sure that could be done. Do you know what I mean? I'm sure he would be open to that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look, I think I spoke to Noel's team and I spoke to Dennis going up to the fight. So same again. Good guys. No issues with dealing with them. The deals were good. I'm not hard to deal with. I'm just contact me. Give me your figures. If the figures are realistic, they don't have to be over the top. Oh, fucking chap wants a fortune. I won't fight someone for an Irish title or a Celtic title for half the ticket money. That's not a deal. You know what I mean? You know, why would you be giving half of your ticket money away to entertain a crowd? You know what I mean? Well, you're selling tickets, you should be paid. So if you're not being paid, you should be paid your full ticket money. So at least, okay, well, it's not costing you anything. It's not costing me anything. But the more I sell, the more I make, up to a certain account. You know what I mean? But there's been some offers like, we'll give you a 50-50 on tickets. Why do you get something? Are you getting in the ring? No. You know, so just that. But then they weren't like that. The deal was a decent enough deal for that fight. And as I said, I have a lot of respect for Noel and Craig as well. I have a lot of respect for him as well. So I don't see any issues with them. Like, you know, I do want the fight. If I'm going to keep going, I won't fight journeyman. I won't sit around just fighting journeyman. Now, don't get me wrong. I might pick up a win here and there just if I'm not doing that and I know there's something coming up. But I want to fight real people. I don't want to be fucking fighting lads that are coming in just to get paid. What's the point? I've said it all my career. There's no point harping on about it, but it doesn't interest me. I couldn't get out of my bed and train and leave my kids at home in the evenings, you know, while I'm out training and putting the graft in and coming home from work early, getting up on Saturdays to arrange sparring and driving for sparring and all to beat up some journeyman. There's just no point in it. It's pointless.
But just to finish off, you are obviously in the management side for quite a while as well. Is there anyone that you're looking after at the moment? I know Carl's kind of walked away from the sport. I think you had Lynn for a little bit as well. Is there anyone that you're managing at the moment?
No. No, I walked out of the management. There's nothing happening. Like, it's very hard. Down the road, will I? Yeah, I'm sure I will at some stage. Maybe when I walk away myself completely. I'm helping with young Wayne. I wouldn't say young Wayne Kenny, but I'm helping with Wayne.
Oh yeah.
Sam's officially managing him, but I look after him. He trains with Deco as well, so kind of I just advise him. I will say though, over the last couple of months, there has been a number of boxers that have messaged me for advice and asked me for advice on basically their careers. And I'd say over the last month and a half, I've probably had 5 or 6 people made me just say, Jay, any chance I could get a bit of advice off you on? And they'd ask me certain questions and stuff like that. And I'd give anyone advice. I've been through it all. I think at this stage, been through it all. I've done the ticket sales, I've done the 50-50 fights, I've done the away corner fights. I've never had a home corner title fight, and I think I've had 8 of them. So, you know, I don't think you need a manager. I know on paper you have to manage, but what do you need a manager for? If there's a show on in Dublin, you can sell 150 tickets, 200 tickets. The promoter not going to put you on the show. Of course he is. You know what I mean? You don't need a manager. What's the manager do for you? Put you on the show and you give him some of your money. You have to give him show costs or whatever it is, and for sure he's going to put you on the show. Because I can tell you, if I was a promoter in Dublin, anybody come up to me, I don't care who's managing them, they can tell me, Jay, I can do 150 tickets, 100 tickets at this stage, 200 tickets. Of course I'm going to put them on the show once they cover the costs and the whole lot, because half of the lads that are managed now can't cover the costs. So if you have someone that can cover the costs, they don't need to sign a contract. Why sign a contract? You're just tying yourself.